Thank you, Chitra, for a lovely introduction. We are really happy to be part of Silver Talkies, this venture with the February month. We have been associated with Silver Talkies for quite some time, and it has been a very good relationship that both of us enjoy, actually. So, today's topic, we are going to talk about exercise and how it keeps your mind and body fit. So, for some of you, the word exercise can pump your adrenaline, it might be exciting. For some of you, exercise can be boring, right? So today what we are going to do is we are going to share our experience with all of you, a brief insight about the impact of exercise and how it can have an effect not just on your physical fitness, but also on your mental health. So we strongly believe that active living today is what is going to help in a healthier tomorrow. And that is why we started with this Growing Young program. So before we proceed, so this is Sunanda, and with me I have Vijay Balaji, my friend and partner. So we are both postgraduate therapists with almost 20 plus years of experience in physiotherapy. So what we saw in physiotherapy, as practicing physiotherapists, there were clients who were about 80 years, very independent, and there were clients who were at 60, very dependent and with a lot of problems. So there was a strong correlation that we could find between the activity levels and the independent levels. People who are more active tend to be more independent, more happier, and more stronger. And that is why we thought it was very, very important to introduce a systematic, well-structured program exclusively for 55 and above. So, with our industry experience and our educational experience, so we will be able to identify the problems that you go through, your physical health, right? And we go through your reports and everything so that we guide you through the session as well. And that is how Growing Young was formed. Today, we are so happy, 7 years old, and we would be 8 by August. And we have touched upon more than 1,000 seniors, and we have close to 150 seniors attending, not just from India, from across the global, from the US and the New Zealand as well. So this is what we have been doing, and we are so happy about what we are doing. We are able to create an impact in the lives of seniors, making them more stronger, fitter, and independent. So now over to the topic. Now here you can see a small graph, right? So are we aging quickly? This is a graph which shows a timeline. So how a person progresses from age 25 and slowly through 85 years. If you see here, the 100% is at age 25. Right from 25, there is a small decline. So please don't think the decline in health happens only after 60. It is not so. It happens right after 25, but between 25 and 35, only 2% is reducing. But after you cross the middle age, then the decline is more rapid, right? So that is what we see in the graph. So from 98 to 89, 78, 64, this is how the graph actually declines. So what are the parameters that actually affect? One is the balance. Balance and endurance are the two main parameters that affect with aging, right? Of course, strength, cardio, fitness, all of it also join at a later stage. But most important parameters that get affected is balance and muscle endurance. So there are changes that happen with aging. Like, your bones become a little weak, your muscles lose its strength, your muscle mass becomes less, your brain cells become smaller, the ability to regenerate comes down. So there are n number of changes that happen with aging. We do not disagree with it. But is there a way that we can control it? How much percentage of that can be controlled with regular physical activity? Can we do it? That is the question, right? So here, coming to the next one. So this is Mr. Kim Goodwin. Okay, he can fly at 74. That is what they say. So he is at 74 years. He does 20 pull-ups. That is, pulling up on the rope, and he can climb a 25-meter long rope. Okay, so this is what this man can achieve at 74. But is he an acrobat right from the beginning? No. If you see, until 40, right, there has been a decline. So the green graph shows Kim Goodwin and the orange one shows an average person. Okay, until the age of 40, yes, because of his commitment, he didn't do up any kind of training. He was not into acrobatics. Then after that, after he reached 40, he realized he has to do something, and then he went for a 6 years of intensive program, and with that intense program his endurance improved to 100%. And from there, if you see the green and orange, right, a man, the green, Kim Goodwin, his strength reduces to 67, whereas a normal person it reduces to 36%. Okay, so this is the difference what a physical activity or strength can do to us. But of course, yeah, all of us are not Kim Goodwins. We are all normal adults, right? So yes, we can also exercise to improve our strength and to prolong the aging with a fineness, right? For there was a study in which if you take at the age of 25, if you're able to walk a particular distance for 30 minutes, right, if you continue walking like that for the next 20 or 30 years, max to max there will be an increase of 3 minutes. That is, you might have to walk 33 minutes to cover the distance. But in case you stop your activity, it can increase to 44. So this is something that I'm telling about a normal person. So this is what physical inactivity can do, right? So active physical activity is one important factor that can help in the longevity and add quality to one's life. So now with this, science behind aging, let's understand why fitness matters. So there are n number of effects of fitness, right? So, but we are going to address these 6 aspects today. The 6 main effects of fitness today is cardiorespiratory, type 2 diabetes, weight management, cancer prevention, bone and musculoskeletal health, and finally mental well-being. So today we are going to talk about only this. So we always tell to our clients, right? Maybe you have not exercised all these years. Does it have an impact if I start exercising now? So one common question people ask us. Yes, it is very, very important. Even if you have not exercised all through these years, please start exercising right now, because it is going to have an impact on all of these parameters and finally your physical and mental wellness as well.
We are going to now we are going to have in the left hand 2 fingers, okay, and in the right hand the super sign. This is the victory sign and this is the super sign, okay. So now we are going to just switch the sign in between the hands. That is, in left hand it has to be super, in right hand it has to be victory, but it will not happen separately. It has to happen in the same time. Okay, we'll start now. So we will have a different sign in this hand and this hand. Now try to change it at the same time. It has to come like this. Okay, simultaneously it should happen. And again here, change and change and change and change. Everyone try, keep trying and change. Okay, now I'm not going to show it. You try by yourself. You will get confused when you are seeing my hand. Okay, when I'm saying change, you have to just change the sign at the same time. Okay, here it is super, here it is victory. And when you are changing it, it has to come like this. Okay, change. Keep trying, change. 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 All the fingers are moving for Many actually. Try. Change. 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 Shall we increase the speed? Whoever already got it, try to increase the speed now. Change. 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 Okay, how many of you got it? Give a thumbs up now. How many of you got it? I am seeing a few thumbs up, but I'm seeing, laugh in everyone's face, right? Okay. See, that's what, like when you are trying a new thing, right? Our brain is, responding to that. And, we are really feeling happy. And that's why it is called a happy hormone. When you are doing the exercises, yes, we are getting the exact same happy hormone. That's why we are, encouraging everyone to do the regular exercises. We'll go into the topic now. We'll share the screen now again. Yes. So
Can you see?
why fitness matters, right? So actually, yes, we have seen about, what is the effect of aging. By aging, what is the change happening in our body? That's what we have, seen in the previous slides. Now we are going to see one by one in a different system, what is happening actually. That is what is happening means if you do the regular exercises, what are all the uses we can get? What are all the benefits out of it? That's what we are going to see today. So everyone is saying nowadays, do exercise, exercise is the best pill and everything we are hearing out. Is it true? Right? So, yeah, Sushma ma'am is saying neuroplasticity exercise. Yes, ma'am. Actually, neuroplasticity is the right word. We can train our brain in any age. That's totally true. Yeah. So in our, cardiorespiratory, why, yes, when we are talking about the exercises, how, it is benefiting to our health. What is the science behind that? Is it true? That's what we are going to talk about today in all the systems. What is happening, why we are saying we have to do the regular exercises, especially after a certain age, how it is helping to us, right? So first we are going to see about cardiorespiratory health. So cardiorespiratory, that is our heart and the lungs, right? So first, when we talk about the heart is again the muscle. It is a muscle, right? It's a cardiac muscle. And as how we can strengthen the other muscles, like that, we can strengthen the heart muscle by doing the cardio exercises. If your heart is, strong enough to pump the blood nicely, right? The regular exercises will make your heart stronger. If your heart is stronger, it is going to pump the blood nicely. So as a result, the force in the arteries, right, it will decrease and it will help you to reduce the, blood pressure in the arteries. So it can lower your heart diseases and stroke, and it can reduce your blood pressure. And if you already have the blood pressure, the regular exercises will help you to maintain the blood pressure. There are many proven studies already. By doing the regular physical exercises, you can maintain and lower your blood pressure. And yes, again, when you are talking about the blood lipid profiles, again, cholesterol, again, there is a proven study that by doing the regular exercises, we can increase our good cholesterol. That is the HDL. We can increase the good cholesterol. So when, the cholesterol, when it develops in the lipid profiles, so it will, deposit in the walls of the arteries. And, again, there is a chance of increasing in blood pressure. That's why we have to keep our cholesterol in control. By doing the regular exercises, we can mobilize the deposition of the, fatty substances in the arteries, and we can improve the circulation. We can improve the blood flow by doing the regular exercises. And again, when you are coming to your lungs, by doing the proper breathing exercises, we can opens out the air pathway and we can increase our lung capacity by doing the deep breathing and breathe out. By doing the regular exercises, again, we can strengthen our respiratory muscles. That is, the muscles which are helping us to do the breathing. We can strengthen those muscles. By strengthening those muscles, we can increase our lung capacity. We can improve our ventilation and we can make the respiratory muscles also stronger. Okay. So this is about. So we are going to talk about type 2 diabetes now, right? So when we are talking about the diabetes, that is the very, very common condition now, like everyone is having blood sugar level and the diabetes. So when we are talking about the diabetes, so what is happening in type 2 diabetes? The resistance to the insulin, right? The body resists the insulin or there is a lower level of insulin in the body. By doing the regular physical activity, we can improve the response to the insulin. That is, we can reduce the resistance to the insulin level. And how the body is using the blood sugar in the body, we can, the process of how the body is using the blood sugar in the body, we can change that by doing the physical activity. When you are doing the physical activity, the body is going to use more blood sugar. That is, it demands more energy. The muscles are demanding more energy and more blood glucose. So it is going to use the glucose level. So it can lower your blood glucose levels. Again, there is a proven study that like after the physical activity, if you check your blood sugar level, there is a reduction in the blood sugar level. And again, as we said in the previous slide, it can lower your blood pressure and it can lower your cholesterol level. Yes, this blood pressure and cholesterol level, everything is, interconnected. When someone is having high cholesterol and, the high BP, it can, cause the diabetes. Actually, there is a chance of getting diabetes is more if you have high BP and high cholesterol. And again, the weight management. When you are getting more weight, what is happening again? There is a deposition of the fat in the obese people. So by that, again, there is a chance of diabetes. So for controlling weight also, the physical activity, that is the regular physical exercises contributes. And it reduces risk of developing complications. When you have diabetes, there are many complications. It can happen. It will be controlled by the regular physical activity. And again, coming to tone of the muscle. So again, like when the people have diabetes, the lower, especially the lower body muscle strength, they are tending to lose the strength of the lower leg muscles. That is, mass of the muscle is reducing again. So by doing the physical activity, why they are saying, like targeting the lower body is there is a big mass of muscle. The size of the muscle in the lower body is bigger comparative to upper body. When you are doing the leg strengthening exercises, so what is happening is, again, it demands more energy and it is using more sugar from your body and it improves metabolism also. By doing that, actually, we can improve the tone of the muscle also. Again, next slide. So again, we are going to talk about the weight control in the next slide. So that is again the another problem, how to keep the weight under control, right? Actually, when we are talking, yes, it is very simple. Like whatever the calorie you are taking in, you have to just spend that much, calorie. So the calorie expenditure and calorie intake. So it is what, in the first drawing is showing when the weight will maintain is whatever the calorie we are taking in, we have to spend that calorie. Or we see in both the way it can happen. We will take more calorie and we will not spend, or whatever the calorie taken, we will not spend that, right? So we have to equalize that. It is easy to say, but yes, I know it is very hard to, practically it is hard to follow. But, that is only the mantra here, like the diet plan, what we are following. So, if we maintain the calorie intake and the calorie expenditure, the weight is going to maintain in the same weight, right? If you are taking more calorie, right, consumed, if you are spending less energy, so the weight will increase. If you are taking less calorie and if you are going to spend more, then the weight will lose, right? This is the mantra, but it's really hard to count on calories every time when we are eating. So, like again, here how the exercise is the key. When we are doing the exercises, again, it is helping us to spend more calories, right? Usually, like in the old age, we are reducing our physical activity more, right? So it is like we have to do the exercises to spend more calories. That is very, very important. Go to the next slide.
Not visible?
Yeah, it is visible. So the next one is bone and muscle health, right? Okay. So again, this everyone we know that by doing the exercises, we can improve the strength of the muscle. So when we are talking about the bone osteoporosis, we know the term. Many of you are known about the term osteoporosis. It is the common condition after the age of 55 and 60. That is, usually the bone will regenerate continuously in our body. So the regeneration will be, declining in the old age. So the maintenance of the bone density will be affected. So that's when, we are getting that osteoporosis. So while doing the physical activity, it can improve the bone regeneration, right? So we can improve the bone density. So we can reduce the bone loss. And the next one is conservation of remaining bone tissue, right? Regeneration and degeneration both are happening in the bone. So we can reduce the degeneration and we can increase the regeneration by doing the regular exercises. And again, muscle mass, the tone of the muscle. Many of you, have noticed that the size of the muscle, right, it will reduce, especially in the arm and in our thigh, we can notice that, like there will be little loosening of the muscle when you notice, right? So why it is happening is the muscle mass is reducing, the tone that we call that as a tone of the muscle, the size of the muscle is reducing actually. So it is common in the age, but what we are going to, face it, that is the question here. So while doing the regular physical activity, especially here, the weight training, the resistance training, the World Health Organization is advising us to do the resistance and strengthening exercises at least twice a week, right? So the resistance training by using some kind of weight or something in your hand or in your leg, by using the external weight when we are doing the resistance exercises, we can improve the muscle mass, and that is a necessity in the old age. Everyone should include the strengthening exercises and resistance exercises in their exercise schedule at least 2 times a week. And the next one is muscle strength. Again, yes, one is mass, the size of the muscle. The another one is strength. So that's why, when we are talking about strengthening exercises, there are different kind of strengthening exercises actually. Like self-strengthening exercises, isometric strengthening exercises. And by using the external weight, we can strengthen. By doing the repeated movements, we can strengthen. There are many ways to strengthening the muscles. So by doing different activity, we can increase the strength of the muscle. So muscle is the one, when you don't use it, you lose it, right? If we are not going to use it, automatically the strength will come down. So whatever we are using, again, there also, the same in all the tissues, bone and everything, regeneration and degeneration are happening every day in our body. So this physical activity or regular exercises is helping us for regeneration. And the next one is muscle efficiency. That is again the power of the muscle. and increased mobility. So when you come to mobility, every joints have the particular range of motion. For example, for shoulder, when you are lifting your hand up, so it can go up to 180 degree, right? So in everyday movement, we will not use this hand to 180 degree movement. So every joint has functional range also. So the functional range is, maybe for shoulder, when you are trying to reach something in the higher shelf, this is the range we will go, right? So maybe we're 140 or 150 like that. But this proper 180 degree to the side or proper 180 degree in the front, we will not use properly. Like that, in each and every joint, we will not use the joint to its full range. So by doing the exercises only, we will move the joint to its full range and we will use the muscles which are supporting to that movement. So that is called mobility. So we can increase our, or we can maintain the full range of motion in all the joints by using all the muscles. So better flexibility, balance, and coordination, the next point. So flexibility is nothing but when you have the good flexibility, then only, by having the good flexibility of the muscle, actually we can reduce the fall. The fall is again the big factor in the old age. The fearing factor in old age is a fall. When muscle is having the good flexibility, we will have a good balance and, it can reduce the fall in a higher percentage actually. And again, coordination. Coordination is, the coordination between the movements. So the right brain and left brain has to work properly to coordinate the movement between the right side of the body and the left side of the body. So actually, in our experience, what we have noticed in our clients, right? So in our sessions, actually, we use a lot of movements, using the combination of the right side and left side in a different way. So the first few months when they are joining us, actually, they are so confused to do the movement initially. And after that, in a 1 period or in a 2 months period, they are getting it very nicely. So what we are seeing is, for the coordination, the main factor is practice. By practicing, we can improve our coordination and we can train our brain and we can train our neurons and our nerves. We'll go to the next slide. Over to you, Sunanda.
Okay, too much of science. So let's get out of science for some time and we will play a little game now again. Okay, so this game is called Simon Says. So the man Simon is going to give a command and you're all going to follow it. So some simple commands like, raise your hand up, open or close, or it could be, bend your and touch the shoulder or opposite shoulder, something like that. Simple commands, but you have to respond only when Simon says. Suppose I say lift your head, it is Sunanda's comment and not Simon's comment. So you're not supposed to do it. Okay. When I say Simon says lift your hand, then you can lift it. Okay. This is one thing that you have to know.
And it's going to be a fun game. So please everyone switch on your video so that we all can have fun together.
Yeah. And the second thing is, say the first command is raise your, Simon says raise your right hand. And if Simon does not say bring your hand down, your hand has to be in the same position. Okay, so it's a Simon commission. So whatever Simon says, you're supposed to listen and nothing else. Can we all be ready for this little game? Please switch on your videos so that we'll have fun together. We will start it very slowly. Simon says, lift your right hand. Simon says, bend your left hand. Revati ma'am, you dropped your right hand down. So your hand should not drop. The right hand should be in the same position. So this is a quick, we'll have a small intro, then we will move on to the actual game. Okay. Simon says, open and close your right finger. The right hand should be the same position. Yeah. Simon says, bring your right hand down. So how many of you stopped opening and closing? Yes, Simon did not ask you to stop opening and closing. He wanted you to continue this open and close. Okay, so this is the jinx of the game. So we will get into the game now. Ready? So please switch on your camera so that we will also be able to see you and have fun. So when I say bend, I mean, bend like this. Let's start. Simon says, right hand to touch the left shoulder. Simon says, lift your left hand. Simon says, open your right fingers. Open and close your right fingers. Simon says, left hand down. Simon says, right hand up. Simon says, open and close your left fingers. How many of you stopped opening and closing your right? I can see many of you are not using your right. So Simon did not ask you to stop. Simon says, bend your left hand. Simon says, bring your right hand down. Simon says, touch your left shoulder with the right hand. Simon says, relax your fingers, both right and left. Simon says, lift your right hand. Simon says, bend your right hand. Simon says, lift your left hand. Lift your right hand. Now, how many of you lifted? Simon did not say that. Most of you have gone out now. I think Saraswati auntie is there, Sushma ma'am, Vijay Lakshmi ma'am. You're all there. The rest of you have, brought the hand down. Okay, I think the rest of you are out. We will have a close game between Saraswati auntie, Vijay Lakshmi ma'am and Sushma ma'am. Okay, so lift your, okay, you can put your hand down. We will restart. Simon says, bend your right hand. Simon says, lift your left hand. Simon says, open and close your left fingers. Simon says, lift your right hand. Bring the left hand down. Now all of you are gone. Simon did not ask you to bring the left hand down. Okay, that's a quick game. Okay, so this was like, I think you all had fun. All of you are out actually. The people who have switched on your videos, yes, all of you have made a mistake. You didn't follow Simon's command, right? So we will proceed now with the further slides actually. This is kind of a moment. So what did mobility do to you? Did you all enjoy? You can unmute yourself and answer.
Yes.
Yes.
I enjoyed nicely, and you get a little more energy also doing this. You're
True, very
concentrating.
true.
You're very conscious of what you're doing.
Last command I enjoyed. Last command you said, bring down your left.
Right. Okay, we will move on to the slides, and as Saraswati auntie and Jambunath sir were saying, we will also have a look at the mental effects of exercise. So next, the major problem today's world is facing is cancer, right? Almost every household is, you have a cancer survivor or cancer suffering. That is how bad cancer has become. And we all know that while there are treatments with regard to cancer, there are problems with diagnosis, and the treatment is not a very peaceful process. It is a very painful, and you really have to fight it out to overcome it. Hats off to the survivors who fight a very tough battle. Today, we are going to see how exercise actually helps in cancer prevention. Number one factor, it regulates blood levels of hormones that contribute to cancer, right? For example, when there are increased levels of a hormone called as estrogen or growth factors, what happens is it helps the activation of breast cells. So more and more breast cells start multiplying, which can lead to cancer. So when we exercise regularly, it keeps the estrogens and the growth factors under control, thereby preventing breast cancer. Secondly, the speed of the food through colon reduces the exposure to dietary carcinogens. So we eat a lot of stuff, right? And honestly speaking, are we eating pure stuff? No. So whatever we get in the market, we have to eat. They might say this is A1 milk, A2 milk, this is millet, this is free from pesticides, everything. But we really don't know what exactly is happening. We take it and we consume it, right? So there are carcinogens in the food products as well. So with exercise, what happens is the speed with which the food passes through the colon or the intestine, it becomes faster. So which means the exposure levels to carcinogen is less, thereby reducing the chances of a colon cancer. So it is not just the colon. So one major type of cancer, the gallbladder, which is very, very difficult to treat. Again, there you have something called as bile acids that is being secreted. So even when bile is getting exposed to carcinogens, it can cause the gallbladder cancer. So with exercise, both colon as well as gallbladder, you can prevent it. So any type of fat, actually one of the major causes of cancer is overweight, obesity or excess of fat. So when we exercise well, two major cancers that is most common, that is the breast and the colon cancers can come under control. And the second, the three cancers which are very, very difficult to treat. One is the gallbladder, the other is the endometrium, the other, esophagus and pancreas. These three cancers are very, very difficult to treat. This can also come under control with a proper weight control. So what happens, we all, read through this COVID phase, right? People who are obese were more affected because their immunity is less. When you're obese, your immunity levels are less. So with regular exercise, your weight is under control and it also helps in boosting your immunity, thereby preventing cancer, right? So one main factor, one main reason why we should all exercise. Now the second, we were talking about the mental well-being. So when we all played the Simon Says with little bit of movement that we did, we all felt better. So why do you think this happens? So if you see the figure, right? So one half of the brain, there is bomb and there is black clouds and thunders and swords and blood. And the other side of the brain, after you work out, you have the rainbows and the unicorns. That is how pleasant our mind becomes after an exercise. So we all go through a lot of stress. So what is stress? So it is just a response, right? It is a response to a stimuli. It could be, work-related stress, because of some problem, a deadline, or maybe you're anxious about somebody's health. So all of these are different causes of stress. So when you're stressed, what happens? We normally feel the neck muscles becoming tight, all your muscles becoming little tense, right? So when we exercise, what happens is the muscles relax and that was going to help you sleep better and reduce your stress levels. Not only that, so there are a lot of hormones that get secreted when you exercise. So we call it as the endorphins or the happy hormones. And we have all these hormones will actually relax the muscles and relax your mind. So as Saraswati auntie was saying, after the exercise, she felt energetic and productive. Why does it happen? So when you have the happy hormones getting secreted, automatically our brain is able to think better. We are able to, make our memory sharper. It makes our creativity better and, makes us more energetic. It's all a cycle, right? Otherwise, what happens when you are stressed, anxious or depressed? The cycle just continues. You feel down, you don't sleep, your muscles become tense, and because of that stress, you become more stressful, and the cycle continues like that. To break that cycle, exercise is very, very, very important. So apart from that, so when you do exercise, what happens is there was, you talk about endorphins. You have other, it is like an opioid. Like we all know the opium, right? What opium does. It takes you to the next level. So that is what exercise does to you without causing a negative effect. So exercise is the best, we can call it as an antidepressant, anti-anxiety pill, whatever it is, without any side effects. So whenever you're stressed, just go out and take a small walk and see how you will feel. I'm sure, we all relax when we take that walk, and that is because of these happy hormones. So make sure you break the cycle of stress with exercise so that you're mentally also well. So these are the effects of fitness. So as we already told you, fitness is not going to help only your physical well-being, but your mental health is also going to get better. And it is very important that you feel positive, right? Positivity is all about life, and that is why you have to exercise. So we have talked about fitness, why fitness, what changes happen, but what should you actually do? So this is the components of exercise program. So this is what in fact we try to incorporate in our exercise session also. So let's start from the bottom, breathing exercise, right? So what happens with breathing exercise? When you do breathing exercise, so normally when we breathe in and breathe out, we don't focus much on the length of the breathe in phase or breathe out phase. Normally, ideally, your breathe out should be longer than your breathe in. But do we focus like that? We don't. We quickly take a deep breath and go off, right? So when you focus the breathing exercise, it helps you, make your breathing pattern under control, and it also opens out your vessels. The lung is nothing but you have small balloon-like structures, right? So the balloons have to open up. They're called as the alveoli. So for the balloons to open up, breathing exercise can definitely help. So the next is the balance exercise. So as we were telling in the first slide, balance is one important component that actually, is lost because of aging. So with balance exercise, you can retrain balance, right? So when you retrain balance, one major factor why people who are over 60 do not exercise is the fear of fall, right? If I go for a walk, I might fall down. If I do something, if I lift my leg, I might fall down, right? These are factors which is common among all the seniors. So with balance exercise, it improves and it also reduces the falling rate, right? So fall is the major problem among seniors, and if we address it, nothing like that. The third is the brain exercise. So when I talk about brain exercise, so as Vijay was also telling, so you have the right brain and the left brain. So there are interconnections between both the brains. So with regular exercise, like if I say lift your right hand and move your left leg, so there is a right-left combination happening. So this kind of exercise will actually help in the growth of nerve cells. You will have the nerve cells get regenerated, as ma'am was saying, the neuroplasticity, right? So that can actually happen. And when we do that, it is not just going to improve your memory, it is also going to make you feel happier and mentally well as well. Next is about aerobic activity. So when I say aerobic activity, it is not jumping around or anything, right? So there is something called as low impact cardio. That is what we do in our sessions. What we do is called as a low impact cardio. So by sustaining an activity, what happens? Automatically your heart rate and your breathing rate goes up. So when that goes up, it means you're strengthening your cardiorespiratory system. So that is the idea about aerobic activity. It could be even your regular walk, or it could be your swimming, it could be your running or whatever. But the thing is, you cannot walk the exercise. Please don't walk the talk is what we say. If you're going for a walk and if you're able to talk comfortably with your friend, then there is no kind of an aerobic activity that happens. So you should not be able to have a comfortable conversation. That is when you're actually strengthening your cardiorespiratory system. Coming to the next point, strength training. So strength training is something avoided or feared by most seniors. But actually when you do strength training, it is not just the muscles that become strong. your osteoporosis. So where Vijay was talking about the bone health, osteoporosis, even that can be addressed with regular strength training exercises. You can either use your own body weight, or you can use an external weight like a dumbbell, weight cuff, or a TheraBand, but make sure you do some strengthening regularly. Finally, flexibility training. So when you do flexibility training, it makes the muscles supple, right? It will be able to stretch well. When the muscles can stretch well, that itself can improve the balance, not just the balance for, Vijay was demonstrating about the hand raise, right? So if you get a shoulder stiffness, you will not be able to raise beyond that. So when you do the flexibility exercise, you will be able to raise well. So these are the various components that we can do in an exercise program to keep your body fit. So one main thing, as it is highlighted down, keep moving, reduce your sedentary behavior. So this is basically a physical activity guideline. The World Health Organization actually recommends about 150 to 300 minutes of aerobic moderate physical activity. By MPA, we mean moderate physical activity. So what do you mean by moderate? When you're going for a walk, you should be able to converse just 1 or 2 words in between, right? So if you're able to comfortably talk with your friend and walk, it means you're doing a very minimal level. So that is not what is recommended. So when you're walking, maybe 1 or 2 words you should be able to talk, and not more than that. So this is what is recommended for seniors. Or the other thing is 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous physical activity, which depends on your health. So only based on how healthy you are, we can recommend whether you can go for vigorous. But moderate, yes, it is advisable for everyone. Apart from that, you have to go for a multi-component exercising. So what do I mean by multi-component? So you should include strength training, you should include balance exercises, and all of this together can help your physical activity to be achieved. Next is about minimizing sedentary behavior and regularly interrupt your sitting. Say you're sitting for a long time watching a movie. Take a small weight in your hand and just keep doing some movement. You can just lift your shoulder up and down, up and down. Watch the movie, go for a quick walk inside the house itself and come back. So the longer you sit, it is more hazardous to you. So much so that we say sitting is the new smoking. Okay, so sitting for a long time, sedentary behavior is almost equal to smoking. So please don't sit for long hours. If you're watching a movie or watching TV for some time, every 30 minutes have an alarm, get up, take a quick walk, come back and sit. Or have some weight cuff and try to lift your hand up and down so that some kind of mobility is always there. And yes, 7 to 8 hours of good uninterrupted sleep is also important. So all of this together will keep your mind and body fit. Over to Vijay.
Okay. So we have seen about, what are the, decline due to aging, and what are the benefits of exercises, and what is the time, the duration you had to do exercises. Those are all we have seen now, right? So now tips to help you get active. If you are not active yet, if you are not doing exercises regularly yet. So what are all the tips we can give today in this webinar, right? So every minute's count, okay? So increase your activity level 10 minutes at a time. Every little bit helps. That is, if you are, if you are a person, you are not an exercise person, not doing exercises and all till this, means just start with 10 minutes. If you are already doing 10 minutes, just increase 10 minutes in that. As Sunanda said, it is the 150 minutes at least per week we have to do the exercises, and that should be a moderate physical activity. It's not just a light exercise. 150 minutes of moderate physical activity we have to do. So aim for that, target it, But don't, when you are doing the exercises, the main thing we are saying everyone, to our clients is don't compare yourself with anyone. Okay, just compare yourself with you. How you are today, how you are going to be tomorrow. That's what we have to see. Like don't compare with anyone else. Just compare with yourself. If you are doing 10 minutes today, make it as a 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And then gradually, slowly, when you are getting comfortable with the exercises, slowly try to improve the duration of the exercises what you are doing. Right? Every minute's count. The next one, active time can be a social time. If you are getting the motivation, right? Otherwise, it will be boring. If you are going to be, doing by yourself every day, yes, we can be motivated by ourselves, but we know that it will not long last for a long time, right? But when you are in a group, when you are, enrolling some classes or something, when you are doing with someone else, we'll get the motivation like, okay, this is the time for the exercises. We have to log in, or this is the time for the exercise. We have to go and attend. Like that, we will get the motivation. So it can be your social time also with, with other people. We are sitting and we are doing, the feeling of, being with the others, you will get that also, right? And walk wherever, whenever you can. Yes, as Sunanda said in the previous slide, like long sitting is a, new smoking now, right? Actually, we have to keep moving. Don't sit in a place for a long time. Walk and, another thing, if you want to get something, just go by walk and get it. Don't order by, just the Swiggy and Zomato or something, Zepto, or maybe, like if you have the store nearby you for the small things, you can just, slowly walk and you can go out and you can get it and come back. Start slowly. Another a big mistake everyone, do is, like when they are starting the exercises, immediately they will start for half an hour, 45 minutes with the vigorous exercises. And the next day itself, they will get pain. And after that, they'll be like, by doing that exercises, I got that pain. Then I will not do the exercises after this. Like that, they will stop it. Right? So don't do that. Start slowly. Know yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to your, what is the capacity, what you have, just know about it and just start according to that and go slowly and gradually increase. While you are doing that, every step counts, right? So start slowly and slowly increase the intensity level. The next slide. So there are a few myths about exercises, exercising in the old age actually. So actually, there is many of them, when we are talking itself, they say, what is the point of exercising? I'm already old. It's too late. If I do exercises now, what is the use it's going to be? Like that, they will ask. No, if you don't do exercises till this, also now this is the time to start the exercises because now we have to take care of our body. It is declining. By doing the exercises, we can improve it, right? So this is the time we have to do it. So the only thing is do it in a right way, right? So don't follow any just social media. Nowadays, the social media, the YouTube channels and everything, there are many videos are circulating. And many, exercises, if you do this, if you will get this, if you do this, you will get it like that. There are many things coming up. But without a reliable source, please don't believe anything and just don't follow. Each and individual is a different and you have a, different system. We don't know which is good for you and which is suitable to you. Right? For example, when, for our clients, what we are doing is when they are joining us, we are doing the complete evaluation before starting the program. We will ask about them, what is the problem, what is the previous medical condition, what is the current medical condition, everything we will ask and we will guide them according to that, right? Everyone can't do everything, right? When you have a, knee condition, you will not be able to squat in the floor. It will worsen the knee arthritis. Like that, there are many limitations are there. So when you do exercises, do it in a right guidance, under the right guidance. Just don't follow any social media or anything. I will get hurt if I exercises. I am too weak. Another point, right? So yes, if you feel weak, if you do exercises, you can improve your muscle strength, tone, and mass of the muscle. If you feel weak, don't stop exercising. You have to start exercising, right? And elderly people should not exercise. They should save their strength and rest, right? Already I'm having very little energy. If I spend this energy also in this exercise, then what will I do? Like that they will ask, right? If you do exercises, you will get more energy. We can, give guarantee for that. If you do exercises, your energy will increase for sure. Don't think in that way. Exercise puts me at risk of fall again, right? Yes, when you are doing the exercises, do it in a careful way, but it will, when you do the exercises, it will reduce the fall and it will prevent the fall. Because by doing the exercises, we are increasing the flexibility of the muscle and we are increasing our balance. So it will help you to reduce the fall, right? If you're having any, personal limitation or something, do it in a careful way. For, few people, we say, if you are not able to stand also, you can do exercise in sitting itself. There are many exercises you can do in sitting. In our sessions, we are doing many exercises in sitting also. We will ask them, just, in the sitting position itself, you can continue all the exercises like that. So be careful, but don't skip exercises by telling that reason. I'm disabled, I can't exercise sitting down. Again, yes, as I said, there are many exercises you can perform in sitting position itself, even the cardiac exercises, aerobic activity also, you can do in the sitting position itself. Next slide. So yes, actually, this is our fitness program schedule. So what we are doing, right? So we are running an online fitness program called Growing Young. So actually, these are all the exercises we are covering up. So it will be like, each session is a 1 hour session and it has 4 parts. We usually start with warm-up exercises. So warm-up exercises, we are targeting to get the full range of motion in all the joints and to cover each and every muscle of the body. That's we are taking care of it by doing the warm-up exercises. And the next part will be either breathing exercises or stretching exercises or altered Surya Namaskara. So breathing exercises to improve our lung capacity, stretching exercises to improve our flexibility, and altered Surya Namaskara. It's not a regular one. It is an altered pattern in sitting position itself. We are doing it. And the next part will be the aerobics exercises. In aerobics, in the sense, it is a low impact physical activity. We will not do any jumping and all. It will be like with marching, we will do some exercises because jumping and all, it is not advisable above particular year. So with the marching, we will do aerobic exercises to improve our cardiac muscle strength and balance exercises to improve our balance retraining exercises and core strengthening exercises to improve the core muscle strength. And each and every session, we will have a different strengthening exercises, upper limb strengthening, lower limb strengthening, neck and upper back strengthening, knee strengthening. So we are giving out different exercises and we are using some props also because if we are doing the exercises in the same exercises again and again, if we are doing, it will be very monotonous and it will be a boring one. So we are making sure that we are delivering a different kind of exercises in each and every session. And we are using, ball, stick and TheraBand, weight cuff, water bottles. By using those and the stick, by using those also, we are delivering the exercises to make the exercise program little interesting to everyone. So these are all the and brain stimulation exercises, as we said, like when I asked you all to try this, victory and the super, it was a little confusing, right? By practicing that, actually we can improve our, the brain stimulation. We can stimulate our brain. We can improve our brain activity. So these are all the exercises we are covering up. So we are, like the take home message is for everyone, you can do the exercises and, cover all the exercises with that. And consistency is the main key. Okay, when you are doing the exercises, it's not like, 1 week you are doing and after that you are giving a break and another week after that break, it is not going to work. The consistency is a very, very important key. More than intensity, the consistency is very, very important. Okay. So only one more slide to go. So the structure of the program. So when we are, taking the clients to our program. So how we are working is, as I said, we will do the individualized pre-evaluation. That is, knowing about you very well by doing the one-to-one assessment. And it is going to be a holistic fitness program covering all the part of the exercises. And it is a completely supervised program. We will ask you to switch on your video and place it in front of you. We will be sitting, near the laptop and we will supervise you. If you are doing anything wrong, immediately we will call you and correct you. And we are using international scale and we are assessing the strength of muscle, how is your flexibility, how is your agility, how is your aerobic endurance and balance. Every 4 months once we are assessing and we are actually providing a report card to everyone. And yes, we are asking them to get a sign from their kids also. So, these are all included in our program to give motivation. Whatever the level we can give the motivation to the clients. Yeah, we are working on it. So we are asking everyone also, to do the exercises in this age and get benefit out of it.
Classes. Okay, so if you go on the website, first you will get onto the events page. Under that, first is events, click on this blue, it's called classes. When you scroll down to March, you will see all the classes that's going to start in March. Okay, so you have pranayama in the morning. Then if you see here, fitness class by physiotherapists, that's the one that's been conducted by Vijay and Sunanda. What you want to do, click on book now to read more about this class. When you click on book now, you can read what this class is about. You can read about Vijay and Sunanda. And just click on book now. Since you are a member, you will get it at a lower price versus a guest, and you can complete your payment. So when do these classes start? In March, it starts on the 1st of March, which is this Friday. And your classes will be every Wednesday and Friday, morning 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. It's a 1-hour class. And yeah, it happens twice a week. And once you register, either Vijay or Sunanda will call you to understand your underlying medical condition, and then you get started with the class.